Hey guys, so James Damore, the engineer from Google that made that controversial memo, everyone's still talking about it. And I was talking about it on my wall. Basically what happened was I explained that ever since that incident, I haven't used Google to search and I haven't used Google for maps. I've only used AOL and I've used MapQuest instead. And what I was trying to say was, look, you have a choice in this world. You don't just have to use Google. And the more we use other products, the more companies like Google feel like they have less influence or overbearing influence on things that they shouldn't have, like speech and what's acceptable. So I made the status and I got into a huge debate with a bunch of people. And the end result of this debate will show you why James Damore is a hero for writing such a memo and calling out this social justice warrior kind of mentality / morality thing that's taken a hold in corporate America. So I start out with my original text. I write, I haven't used Google search or Google Maps since James Damore's firing. I thought I wouldn't be able to adapt, but the mind is awesomely malleable. For those of you tired of corporations censoring views on the right, I encourage you to try other platforms for your daily activities. Capitalism exists for a reason. Use the power of consumer choice to influence the market. MapQuest is so much cuter than Google Maps. Use it to see for yourself. So I make this status, and very quickly a guy, he actually, believe it or not, he is from the same school as I am. So we both went to University of Pennsylvania. In fact, he got a master's there, so he actually got more educated at University of Pennsylvania than I did. And I've known him for almost 2 years, and we used to hang out in the coffee shop and talk all the time. So, you know, if anyone I thought I could have a good debate with, it would be this guy. So he gets mad. He says, look, the First Amendment does not protect an employee from being fired, especially when that employee's views are disruptive and controversial. Google was 100% correct to fire that moron. So immediately one of my friends, this guy, he's actually a fellow MGTOW, he says, correct. As in he agrees that Google is in the right. Like, you're a private company. You can totally fire someone at will, right? But he calls him out. Why do you call him a moron? Yeah, that's right. Why are you personally attacking him? So I respond basically in the same way, except longer. I say, absolutely, companies can do whatever they want within limits, but that doesn't stop consumers from responding when they want to change the way a company runs. That's why I'm advocating. Please refrain from ad hominem attacks or arguments. Remember how triggered you were last time someone attacked your heritage when you were debating Trump? Basically, what happened was last time you got into a debate about Trump and everything over one of my videos, and a guy basically trolled him very hard. A little background on this guy without giving away too much. He's half Pakistani and then half white. So he was using the race card and saying, look, now my relatives, my cousins, they might be banned from coming in from Trump's policies. And the other guy was trolling him for, you know, trying to play up the fact that, oh yeah, Trump's going to totally ban all immigration. And what I was, the guy emailed me afterwards when he was arguing with the guy who was trolling him. He's like, dude, this guy's being way over insulting. He's baiting me. He's trying to bait me racially. Please defriend him. And so basically I'm trying to remind him here, look, you know how it felt when you were attacked personally instead of having your arguments attacked. So why are you attacking that guy, as in James Damore? Why are you attacking James Damore personally? So he kind of gets the memo a little bit, so he tries to argue with me again. He's like, so you think someone should be able to spew hateful things in the workplace without consequences, and now you want to punish, in quotation marks, Google for cleaning up a situation that clearly needed cleaning? I also don't see at all how this has to do with me getting upset over someone attacking my heritage. So maybe he doesn't remember that conversation he had with the guy. So he didn't understand that I was trying to tell him, look, just don't personally attack because you're personally attacking, and that's not helping your argument. So all I have to do now, because his claim is that James Damore is being hateful, right? He's saying, fuck women. Women are stupid. Women are dumb. That's what he's claiming. So all I have to do now is to show him otherwise. So I say, look, Read his memo. It isn't hateful. And then I linked his memo. So at this point, I feel like we're at a pretty good crossroads, right? He's making a claim that Damore's memo is disruptive, it's hateful, and I'm saying no, it's not hateful. So all we have to do is look at the actual evidence. He can read it again, I can read his memo again, and then we can decide, was it hateful or was it Google that was being disrupted by making this an issue and then leaking it and then making it an issue to everyone? And so it wasn't really anything Damore did. Damore was just trying to be logical, just trying to start some discussion, because how else will you learn the truth? How else will you examine things if you can't discuss things? So I'm an Ivy League educated guy. He is an Ivy League educated guy. In fact, he's an engineer. I think if there's anyone I can get into a conversation with and maybe I can learn from him and he can learn from me, it would be this guy. Maybe I'm being too preferential towards my own school. So guess what he does? He defriends me on Facebook. He defriends me because he knows he doesn't want to read the memo. He doesn't want to keep debating me because he's probably going to have to admit that he's wrong. So one, if he did read it and he doesn't want to admit he's wrong, he's just being stubborn. Two, if he didn't want to read it and he doesn't want to read it ever, he's going against everything that I think my school stood for, which is you go there to actually learn. You're not trying to vindicate things that might be wrong. You're trying to go there to learn and be a better person and pass along whatever knowledge and whatever lessons of society. But a guy that got a master's at an Ivy League that's 5 or 6 or maybe 7 years older than I was. So when I first met him and we were talking, I thought he was like a cool older brother. Instead, he gets so emotional, so triggered, refuses to even examine his views or examine a person he's insulting, and he decides to cut me out of his life because, I don't know, he thinks I'm racist, or he thinks I'm sexist, or he thinks I'm ignorant, or he thinks I'm dumb. You see, this is the problem with American society. Everyone's like this. If I can't even get through to my fellow Ivy Leaguers, being an Ivy Leaguer, you're the top of the class intellectually, studiously, as in motivationally, probably IQ-wise. So if I can't get through to the smartest of the smartest, and I'm being very reasonable, I'm trying to make him see other points, I never insulted him in any way, and I can't get through to him. How are people, regular people on the left, regular people on the right, how are people going to talk? I don't get this. Maybe my fucking Chinese friend that I talked about a while ago, maybe he's right. Free speech, you know, we should just go back to a dictatorship or an autocracy or something like that. Maybe people are just incapable of debate. People are incapable of leaving their emotions. So we just leave it to a small bunch of people, because they could fuck things over, but hopefully a bunch of other people take over afterwards and turn things right. Kind of like the dynastic cycle in China. I don't know. What do you guys think, man? See, I'm not upset at him. Because, again, I don't bother with haters, right? I really did think of him as a friend, and I remember all those days we sat in the cafe just talking. But I'm just disappointed in the fact that this guy represents my school too. And this guy's someone that when people hear he went to Penn and he got a master's, they're like, oh my God, he's smart. And he's doing the same exact bullshit, the same exact lack of intellectual discourse that you just stereotypically associate with the left, or just with anyone who cannot use their logic. And I don't know, man. Let me guys know what you think. It's so upsetting in an intellectual way. Like, I'm not upset emotionally, I'm just upset intellectually. I'm just disappointed that I couldn't even engage in discourse with a fucking fellow Ivy Leaguer. This guy works at a top video game company, and if he's espousing these views openly and openly cutting off friends because, you know, he thinks the friends are fucking sexist or whatever, probably a lot of people he work with think like this too. So this is not just Google that's causing people like James Damore to feel alienated. This company also, I'm not going to name it because someone's going to try to dox him. This company, big companies, also the norm is this type of, you can't challenge what's accepted as the norm given to you by sort of mainstream West society. I really want to encourage everyone. You can be a very, very big feminist. You can be MGTOW. You can be red pill. You can be anarchist. You can be extremely religious conservative. Doesn't matter. Express your view unabashedly and keep talking. If you don't feel you can talk on your own platform, come on to my channel and you can always talk on my channel. We have to keep debate alive. How else are we gonna ever reach the truth, ever reach common ground, ever reach any empathy if we ban other people from talking about stuff they believe in? If I tell you you can't say something, I'm never going to be able to feel you, right? I'm never going to be able to talk on the same wavelength as you. And we're never going to be able to get to a point where maybe we can interact better, or maybe we can understand each other, or maybe we can become better friends. That's all. And to this person, if you ever see this, I really hope you don't raise your son like this, because your son's going to grow up and he's going to think, oh my God, man, I'm a quarter Pakistani and everyone's against me. And oh my God, it's all patriarchy's fault. And so your son's going to grow up and he's going to be so maladaptive for society. I'm just telling you now, I can't believe I'm still looking out for you, because you obviously don't think of me as a friend anymore. But you know what, whatever. I thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Bye-bye.